master planner recommendations. So this is kind of where Baker would lead in, and we'd transition from Lexi and Tiffany into where we're headed and why we need this approval to use the gift of a master planner. So that would be the core, the crux of the recommendation, and then Baker would lead in from there. So he had said last time the master planner would be the ingredients, getting us from here to there, how, why, then, in matter of fact, linear. So maybe, Baker, if you want to take over and just say how you would address that lead in?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, I don't think there's much more than what you've said, other than, in order to get a plan that's comprehensive, and allows for the town's future to continue to grow in a direction, that we all think is important. Having somebody lay that out for us is the next big step.
It's a professional that's laying it out. They're skilled at it, and we've got all the ingredients. We've worked at it, and we're more than ready to have a professional take over. And then we would get.
We spent the time at this point putting all the ingredients together. I think it's a good way to say it. And now we need the expert chef.
That's a good way to say it. That's excellent.
Good analogy.
Maybe not James.
Five-star
Good
chef.
analogy.
Not necessarily James Baird, but.
Maybe. Why not?
Oh, well, that sounds good to me right
We'll
afterwards.
just help throw some spice in at the proper time.
So we're actually providing, I got that a little bit twisted then, we're providing all these ingredients provided to the master planner, and so they're taking our ingredients and they're gonna be the expert chef and do it right for us. Okay, so then we get to the no strings attached offer, which is the letter of assistance, and Baker said he would be willing to get whatever he needs to get together as a brief statement from him, Michael.
So when do we need that by? I have a draft out to Michael and John Call, and I think they're gonna share it with their legal team. When do I need that by in order to make the meeting?
If you could have it no later than Tuesday, 5 p.m. maybe, or 4 p.m.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I was just worried you were gonna say end of the day today, and I'm not sure I'll get it by the end of the day.
Oh, no. And the earlier you could get it to Lexi and I, the better. But no later than, because our meeting on Thursday, we need to have it to hand to the board members, or maybe we'll give it to them in a private, we'll give it to them with this document when we present that.
Yeah, I think within the packet that you hand out. Are you gonna hand out a packet?
Yes, a very
Yeah.
simple packet like you had
Yeah,
suggested,
that's
not
what
a
we
lot
talked
of,
about.
I'm sorry, Baker, what?
No, that's what we talked about, is a very simple packet with
Yeah.
that letter being one of the addendums.
Typically, do you not provide the board with that packet a day or so before the meeting, or?
Sometimes, but sometimes we hand things out right at the meeting.
Okay.
Because it's better for the discussion
Okay,
and before
okay,
other things can happen.
okay.
Yeah, and it's possible for it to get mailed out or emailed out how when things happen for Plan Commission, I email stuff to you guys. That's also something that could happen too.
Okay.
And then once it does, is presented to the board, those can always be put on our website as additional information documents on the website. But sometimes we get things handed at a meeting, even in at Plan Commission, CDA, other meetings so that they can look at it there and digest it for the very first time and not have a lot of chatter coming at them and have a preconceived notion before we even get started.
Okay.
So.
I mean, it means that the general public won't get it right away, but oh well. They're not voting, the board is. So.
Okay. I didn't know if the board had a separate kind of a rule with regard to
No.
giving them documentation prior to a meeting that they won't accept it. Okay, that was my
As long as it's
question.
on the agenda
Okay.
as a discussion point, we can give them
Okay.
extra material.
All right.
Good point, though. Okay, and then the overlaps, he was gonna touch on the overlaps of the efforts will refine code work for future development.
Who's
And-
gonna do that?
This is all Baker's piece right here.
Okay.
This is all Baker here on the second half.
Okay.
These were his, we talked through this the last time, so, Lexi and Tiff will lead in, and then Baker is taking over for the master planner piece. And he had brought up the question, or comment that over a couple of meetings we recognized, and he's very talented at this, so he doesn't even need to use his words, but he brought up that our stuff was antiquated, which is true, we all agree, and doesn't work well for small businesses and new development. And then if even Lexi and Tiffany wanna weigh in at this point, or Lex, you know, we could bring it back up or just say that this is an eventual cost savings to the town. So, I mean, we don't even have to touch on that there. We know it's gonna be a cost savings to the town. But I think the final and most important piece is put a plan into motion, which is engaging the master planner. We're gonna have public and business engagement. We're gonna create a refined development design standards and simplified zoning codes, and a path forward to a viable solution for development in the RTC. So C is just kind of there as a piece of how we realize that the overlap of the efforts to refine code for future development, it's also important that we have design standards that are not antiquated, but yet we're not gonna lose sight of what had happened before, because it's still viable.
I don't know if this is getting too into the minutia, but do we have a time that we want to go from like start to finish? How long we want this presentation to be?
Not long.
Not long.
Like, do we want to? I'm just thinking of how much I want to do. Like, do we want to do like 10 minutes from point one, like one
Not that
start to
long.
like end? Not even that long.
I don't think so. I
No.
don't think we
I
need
think
to.
you can do it in less than that.
Less than 10. Okay.
But are we specifically, I know that Baker's going to bring that letter of assistance. And will that spell out what we are anticipating the master planner to bring forward to us?
Well, I'm sure, was it your intent to touch on that, Baker, in that letter, or you're gonna talk about that verbally? Or have it in the
Sorry, what-
letter?
What was the question? Say
Diana,
one more time.
Diana asked the question on if that letter's gonna specifically spell out the assistance you are planning to offer the town with the master planner.
It's gonna be pretty broad. I think it's gonna say, Michael would like to offer, through Sam Valley, the services of a master planner. This is what I wrote, to get to a conceptual master plan that the town can then use moving forward. So, really through like the first major step, which is like, here's the, and I think you guys will have to decide as a town, do you want to continue on to pay Cardo to do all the zoning stuff? Like, I don't think Michael's gonna volunteer to pay to get into the weeds. I think
No.
we need
The initial.
sort of like what we saw up in Rapids,
The plan.
a high level
Base.
conceptual plan
Baseline.
with drawings and renderings and pieces that all fit together, all the sidewalks match the road and all the things that first, what I would call that first phase of a master plan.
Right. Yep.
Is that something that someone could actually explain? What you just said, Baker, was the high-level conceptual plan where the sidewalks are looking in conformity with the rest of everything. Is that something that
That's what the 3 points are. If you read the 3 points, that's what these are. Public and business engagement, create, refine, develop
No.
design standards.
I'm talking about the definition of a master plan more so than what this is.
Okay.
A
right.
definition, the master plan, this is the concept of what a master plan is and how it will bring
Wouldn't that be
cohesiveness to
up here where the
the how, why, then matter of
well,
fact.
and the getting us from here to there? That's explaining what a master planner
Right.
does
Yes.
and what they're
Okay.
what they're going to do for us.
And is that something then that will basically be the primary focus of what we are anticipating receiving in this master plan? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
The
you're
definition,
getting really.
when you're talking to.
Yes,
She's trying to get what the scope of services of the master planner will be.
Well, I think he said that. If you want a scope, he's saying that, and that's how we're
Right.
getting to.
I mean,
Yeah, I think
Is that what you're asking for?
it's the
I'm-
long-term plan that establishes a vision for the development of a community or property, buildings, infrastructure, open spaces. It's a collaborative process that involves many stakeholders, residents, business owners, and government officials.
Exactly,
That's what we're
okay.
trying to tie together.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's what you will be saying.
Sure.
Okay,
Essentially,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
Well-
why that's what I thought he would be
It
saying.
provides a framework to guide the growth and development of buildings, infrastructure, and open spaces in a community.
Okay.
Okay,
Is that
Just-
a better definition?
Yep.
I think, I
Yep.
agree, and people will hear master plan, or they'll hear design plan, or they'll hear a manual. I think
I see your
people
point.
won't understand, well, what is a master plan? And I think with Baker making that
Statement.
brief statement,
Yep.
it solidifies what the concept of a master plan is and what a master planner will do for us, in my opinion.
Good point.
That's a good way of putting it, and I see your point, because people can, yeah. Yeah, that'll be helpful, Baker. If you
Yeah,
remember,
we
that
got
was
lost in
very well
jargon.
said, a couple of different ways you said it. It makes a nice little narrative. So I think for bullet point A, and then even getting down through the rest of this with the letter of assistance, he's pretty much got it.
Right.
So if we keep, it's good point, Diana. I see where you were going with it once you said people hear master planner, and then it's like, oh,
It's
you're
like-
just wasting time again. You're not getting anything done. You're giving, no, we're following through on our master plans now, more so than ever.
Right.
And this is one more step to make us better at it.
We're following through on Sam's 15 points.
Yes,
Now we're gonna get this master plan, which is going to do this for us, and we are going to follow through on that. And I think with the definitions and things and explaining to lay people, I hear acronyms all the time, and this would be like an acronym to some people. They just don't understand what it entails or what it is. And I think a brief explanation would be beneficial.
Okay. I think we're good then, because everything you said, Baker was very, very good and on point. So
Yep.
that's exactly what we needed.
A man of few words.
He's frozen in time, plus fixing plumbing. Alrighty then, so then the last one, then I think we've got that, plan in motion, engage them. We're gonna have public and business engagement, which we've said over and over again, even though it's been stated that we're not, we are. And that's definitely, and we've even talked about that at CDA, that we're looking at roundtables first quarter of 2025. And then, create refined development design standards and simplified zoning codes, which goes back to what Baker just said. And then that'll be our path forward to a viable solution for development there. And we gotta keep the momentum going, because we do have people that are interested in housing and purchasing land, but we have to have a unified plan before we can say, yeah, plop that there.
And is
So-
this something that Baker is going to discuss, or is
He's-
this
this
going to
is
go
his
back to
part.
Lexi?
No,
The whole
this is
thing,
his
all
part.
of that? Wow.
Yep.
Well, I mean, because we're not spending a lot of time on this.
This way it'll be.
We're keeping
succinct.
it simple and distinct.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. All right, so I'm putting Baker's asterisk by all of that. Got it.
And it's
Okay.
not cutting anyone out or doing, we just
No,
discussed
I
at
agree.
previous meetings that with Lexi and Tiff leading off in the beginning, Baker handing the master planner because it's a gift from them.
Yep.
And us wanting to accept this. We'll get into more things later on, but we wanted to keep this whole thing simple and distinct, to the point. So to come back and get into more details in that, it opens up the door for confusion, and this way we can keep it simplified and keep us moving forward. There'll be more presentations in the future that people can ask all they want. Right now, we're just going after a master planner gift, and thank you, it's like, let's get
Yeah,
there.
this is step one before, to me, it's like we need the approval to come back and get your feedback, right?
Yeah,
Like, we're not looking for answers on how, like, all the things that are gonna happen within the town. We haven't even, we need to get the master planner to then allow for the feedback loops, whether it be business owners, stakeholders, whoever that be, to input that. And, one of the big stakeholder groups is this plan commission, or this subcommittee.
and then it's going through all the rest of the channels that it would go through. Plan commission, town board.
And we are making it very clear that this is only a request for us to engage the services of a master planner, and we are not doing anything at this point with our zoning.
We are doing things with zoning.
At the meeting on Thursday, the only reason we're there is to get the master plan approval, correct?
Yeah, we're
Correct,
not,
but-
this
but-
time we're not doing anything.
No, not at that meeting.
Correct, and
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're clear on that, Diane, and that
Okay.
Yeah.
we
I
need the
would
master
just
plan.
leave-
We're
I would
not
leave
going
everything
down
else
the
out.
road On zoning at this point.
I do think that one commissioner may, or supervisor may, think that we're trying to slip something in here with regard to changing zoning as well, and I think
we separate it.
Okay.
I think we separate it at this point, because I think what plan commission decides to do with our zoning changes that is recommended from this committee is separate from what the master planner is doing, because the master planner is not involved with the zoning change that this subcommittee has recommended, because the master
Will
planners.
eventually. He
Well,
will,
yeah.
and they're
Well, yeah, but-
touching on it generally, but
But right
not-
now, the master planner's not involved with the zoning change that we're
No,
recommended, because the
no,
master planner's not
no.
engaged, so it's separate, so I think we keep it separate.
Right, right, right.
And it is. I'm
It
just
is
wondering,
separate.
are we being very clear on Thursday in our request to the board that the only thing that we are doing right now is to engage?
Interject that. I would encourage you to interject that. If somebody sees and starts fumbling or throws bombs in the room, interject that.
I will. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can't see the forest for the trees. I mean, it's getting to
I'm
a
just
point,
trying,
I
I'm just saying I anticipate,
Well, you know what? I'm
Something
not
coming
going
up.
down, let them.
Yeah,
Let 'em.
the end result of this master plan will be to make
Trying to read.
some suggestions on zoning down the road, once we have the
Right.
plan.
You can't avoid that subject
But
completely.
we're not trying to change any zoning now, we're just trying to get the master planner to help us think about it.
correct.
Yes.
And I mean, if they do bring up zoning changes, I would also bring up that we haven't had a public hearing for an actual zoning change, so there can't be a zoning change at this meeting anyways.
And anything that has to happen would go through a public hearing at Plan Commission. It usually takes 2 meetings, which is 2 months, 60 days. So reality check. Not
I've been
you,
through
not
that.
you, Diane. I understand where you're going with this, but I'm to the point where I just,
No, I think Diane's point's good, because I
Yes.
don't want them to get confused.
Yes,
There's clarity on what we're asking, and I think it's good to say that, no, this is just about the planner, and then all the normal passages that get anything
Yes.
approved to change the town will have to be brought again.
Normal channels.
This is all just to
right.
get to the conceptual point, to then get to the actual nitty gritty
Get to
of zoning
conceptual
changes.
point.
But we're not even close to that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't want someone else to put the cart before the horse, and that's not what we're asking for at that meet. on the
I hear
meeting.
what you're saying.
yes, a good point, Diane, a good point. It's
Yeah.
just, it's,
It should be common
It's-
sense, but we gotta be prepared for a little less than common
say that
sense.
Right.
again, Heather, what?
Said it should be common sense, we just have to be
Oh.
prepared for,
God,
I just,
if I could sell common sense, I'd be rich.
That's why I would just bring up the point that's separate. We don't even have this master planner engaged yet, so if a zoning change got recommended from this subcommittee, it has nothing to do with the master planner, because it couldn't.
With
We
what
don't
you're
have,
doing.
someone engaged to have it related to them.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
You're ready to deal with it if it happens.
Yep.
Right.
We got the point,
Yeah.
I mean, we all understand, and
Okay.
if somebody wants to or if, where somebody could interject with a comment.
Yeah, that would literally be my response, is that
Someone
it's
We
just,
let Lexi interject.
should we have a little
Yeah.
bit?
For Warren's forums.
All right, so I think, and then I just put Sam's paragraph at the bottom, because we can use this as the piece that we talked about Sam earlier, how that helped us get down this path, and I didn't want us to lose sight of his comments that he did say we're on the right track, it's time to engage, maybe it's not Cardo, that's the first name that popped up that we liked, because they had form-based controls with their designs, but I mean, and that's who Michael and Baker originally suggested, but whoever, I just kept his paragraph here to keep us mindful of the fact that we're on the road, we're using his 15 ideas, we're gonna use a master planner, and we're on the right track.
And
And-
sometimes less is more. I like
Okay.
that last paragraph.
Yes.
Okay,
All right, so I think we're good. Baker, you good?
I think it's great.
All right. Did you want to hang with us for the rest of the agenda, or do you need to get to some pipes?
I gotta jump, I gotta go get some pieces of plumbing at the Home Depot.
Darn, I thought he said pizzas. I'll wait for pizza. All right, well, listen, yes,
But-
anything
but
else while you're
Lori,
with us?
I can give you a call when you have updates to that framework. I'll
Yeah.
take a look at that, and then I'll get you the letter, hopefully by Monday.
Okay,
I've got it drafted out and sent for everybody to look at, and then we'll catch up on anything regarding the actual meeting, early next week.
that sounds perfect, Baker. Thank you very, very much. We really appreciate your time with us, as always.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you.
Yes, you too.
Take
I
care,
hope
Baker.
everything works
Have
out
a
well.
good Christmas if we don't see you.
stay,
Oh, we'll hear from them
Thursday.
next week.
I
Now
will.
you're,
Yeah.
now you're coming in by, virtual, right?
Does that work?
Yeah, that's fine, because you said you had travel plans, and that's kind of what we were anticipating, so
Okay.
we'll have you on screen and make sure it works, and hopefully nothing freezes up, or we're, at sub-zero tropic, whatever temperatures.
I'm gonna wish you a Merry Christmas because I'm playing Lori at darts next week.
Oh, yeah,
Thursday while you're
he won't
presenting.
be able to be here, he's taking my spot at darts, so, anyway.
Oh, good.
Alrighty, well,
All right, well, we'll touch base on the exact plans early next week. But I think that if that works for you all, that's fine with me.
That's fine.
sounds great. Thank
Okay.
you again.
Thank you, Baker.
Give
Stay,
our best to
Thanks,
Michael.
guys.
stay warm.
Yeah, bye.
And so I had already started a portion of this and this outline, and I can work on getting that and get together with Lexi, those paragraphs, make sure our paragraphs are concise, to the point, simple paragraph, maybe 1, 2 tops, that she and Tiffany would lead in with. And then, I'll get the rest of this together and we'll get it out to everybody early next week.
Yep.
You send your comments back to Lexi, so we don't have a walking quorum on that. And, we'll take it from there and get it prepped for the town board. And then we'll present everything that evening.
The last paragraph, less is more.
Yep.
Less is more.
Yeah,
Keep
so what will
that in mind.
happen is I'll end up by blind copying
Very
everyone, so what you can do is just reply directly to the email, because then there will be no chance of walking quorum, because you guys will not be able to see each other. You can only reply to me.
That's how we have to sometimes, do
Yeah.
things, so. We've done it for plan commission, we've done it with land
Yep.
sales and everything else, so it's all above board. All right, so then, moving on, Lex, do you wanna go to our next one then?
Yes, so that will be point number 8, which is develop consolidated RTC sub-district dash zones for recommendation to the plan commission. So you guys already did make this recommendation last meeting, and it did get brought to plan commission, and it is scheduled for the January 14th, 2025 plan commission meeting. So this is what this handout is for.
For public
So
hearing.
this is this would be an amendment to Article 10, 15, 16, 17.
17.
Whoa! I can get there. Article 17, which is our Rometown Center District, Chapter 360. And this is just for the Rometown Center. It's updating quite a few different sections about it, but it also has to relate to this non-use controls table. It goes quite literally hand in hand with it, so both these documents are kind of useful to have out at the same time.
So Heather, just to bring you up to speed, at our last meeting, we went through each one of these non-use controls.
Okay.
And the chart that I had originally created, it was all like brown and gold. I left the white is where there were differences that were acknowledged,
Gotcha.
okay?
Yep.
The red is where we've now changed or added to make it straight across the board. What's
It's all uniform.
Yes, it's now all uniform.
Yep, yep.
So that's what the red represents. There's other things that are crossed out because they've been combined into one or something else. So this is what now they're saying is the supporting document or the companion document to this change. And I don't even know if we want to we're not giving this to them either at this next meeting. It's just, this is for the future. Once it passes plan commission, we make a presentation to the town board of what steps we've taken so far once we engage that master planner.
Oh, Thursday, you,
No, this is not going
No.
on Thursday. So this
Okay.
would, because this has to go this has to go to plan
To the
commission
Plan
in
Commission.
Right, the
January.
final for the
Yes.
first
Public hearing.
Right.
Yep, and then you guys would make
Right.
the recommendation in
So
January.
That's why this isn't gonna be part of the meeting.
No,
Yes.
this is just to bring everybody in this
Okay.
subcommittee
So you
up
don't
to
have
where
to-
the
Okay.
steps have gone so far.
Yep.
And that's that our recommendation to plan commission was approved for a public hearing and possible recommendation to town
Yep.
board.
So this is kind of like an update to your guys' last recommendation from November.
yep.
Right.
So this is kind of cool though, because everything you guys we
Yeah,
did.
no, this is the last step.
Yep. So and then
This
it's
is all-
nice to see what you guys did with this table, like reflected in the ordinance. Because if you look, every single thing in red is now in red on the paper.
So, and then this chart, everything will be uniform across the districts, and the whole reason for taking this steps, and Nick has brought this up to us before, and we've talked about it at Plan Commission when we agreed to have the public hearing, is that now that we've straightened this all out, and we have uniformity, then we can go to unifying our sub-districts, whether we want 2 or 1. I personally am still leaning towards just 1 and calling it the Rometown Sub-Center District, like we have in Article 17 titled. And then, figuring out
Uses.
zones and uses from there. Because once we get to the use list, we can think about zones, but really, if we have a Rometown Center District, it's no different than having R1, R2, R3, R4, which eventually I see unifying some of those and making it simple for people to live and do what they, to build and develop in the town. separate from, recreation or what have you, because we've complicated ourselves to a point where it's just like, it takes literally degrees to get through some of our non-use controls, use controls. So this is one step and a path to get us to that place of unifying things. And so the next step, logical step to me, would be unifying those districts. So I'm on board with one and calling it their own town center district. I mean,
I'm also fine with one, because realistically, if you want to build anything within their own town center, you have to go to plan commission anyways, so.
So conditional uses would be in different zones within the one?
you wouldn't have conditional uses like you have now. I mean, it would be.
Okay, then I'm confused.
This has nothing to do with use controls. Conditional use and permitted use, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
We need to discuss those yet.
Those are the next step.
Yes. So this
See,
is just basically trying to make the standards that
One
exist.
district, yep, where
Yeah, so-
everybody, all the buildings, everything the design manual would.
Yes, so this is just trying to get consistency between the existing districts, because this is trying to just make things basically make sense, because there are things that is existing between the districts that just, it's just all over the place.
Yeah, and you found that when we went through this list last time, it's like, well, why do we have that? And it really helped to see it on the chart after going through all of our manuals and whatever
Yeah.
have you, the plans and what have you, and making it more concise and unified for going
Yeah.
forward. You won't get into the use
Well, this
controls
I
yet.
understand, but that's what I don't understand.
We're not there
Use
yet.
control. Explain to me what, if we're doing one district, where do the use controls go within that district?
That would be the next step. You'd come up with zones and then the use controls, like how would they be
So
able to use
we'll
it?
have zones within a zone, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, I don't know, you keep using the term zone, and I don't think that's what you mean.
I don't understand,
I
that's
think-
where I'm
I think-
confused.
The next stage is to discuss what are permitted uses, right?
Right,
Mhm.
and leave conditional uses out of it. It's
And-
permitted
And
uses.
if that would be, if you're gonna have one unifying district, then you would want every permitted use.
That
Within
currently-
that one within the,
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
So-
what you're
We're trying to get
leading
away
into.
from conditional uses, aren't we?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes,
so,
but I don't know that we wanted a long list of permitted uses. We
No.
wanted
No.
to try to unify
We wanted
the
to,
terminology
Yeah.
under the
Generalize.
permitted uses.
yes, because we wanted to try to get that huge list that we have, because the list of permitted uses we have is like 16 pages long.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be some
Right.
discussion.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some discussion on that.
right,
Yes.
We haven't tapped that one yet,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
that's where we need to head.
and that's where I'm confused. So
Right.
when
We
we
haven't
do the
tapped it.
permitted uses, that will be within the entire Rome Center District, correct?
That's what I'm assuming if you're
We're
going
not
for
gonna
one.
have, when
If
she
we-
kept
yeah.
saying zoning, I thought, okay, there would be permitted uses in this zoning area of the zoned, it's gonna be the entire district.
Yep.
That's the
That's
intent.
what I-
Yep, 'cause we're
That's
gonna-
what I hear we're
Okay.
heading toward.
Yep, so what, I guess what the
Do you have
first step would
this?
be, yes, because there's that one, and then there's gonna be another one that we're gonna, well, I guess there's two parts of it, because
This
there's,
is simple. This
Yes.
is just simple,
there's a
straightforward.
simple one, because there's two parts, because there's something that's gonna come to plan commission, and then there's part of it that's gonna come to this committee. So for this committee, this is the one we're gonna be looking at.
And then eventually, it'll do the same thing that this tool did, help us understand what we can recommend to Plan Commission for changes. And then it might even spread town-wide, because Lexi has done a lot of work and taken the initiative to put together a chart that how these conditional uses and permitted uses are in the gateway zone.
Conditional uses?
Yes.
Right, they're in the,
I put it in the
Why-
Dropbox. There's
there's
a,
a form in the don't look at it just yet.
Yeah, don't look at it yet.
Don't look at it yet. Use this one.
yes.
This is the ones that are right now in the Rome Town Center. Everybody got a copy
Well,
of
that's what
this.
we went over for how long at our last?
No, we didn't do that. We didn't look at,
Yeah, you looked at
We
use
looked at
controls.
use
This
control,
is
we looked
use
at permitted
controls.
this is the
uses.
non-use control. I'm looking,
No, we looked at permitted uses and conditional uses in every district in the Rome Town Center.
And if you have your
We
At the
sheet
spent a
last
like
lot of
this,
time. No, at
No.
our last,
you guys are getting each other
Committee.
confused. When you guys were on a previous committee,
oh,
like Nick said,
okay.
we looked,
We went
you
through all
looked
of
at
those.
all
I'm
the
getting
use,
confused.
and you didn't look at non-use controls. Now that we've sorted through that, we're gonna get to a point of a district, and then that district will allow what permitted uses. And as it's been recommended even by Tim Schwecky of Zoning Hub, who may be the one, may or may not be the one that helps us with our zoning audit and rewrite, because we'll do some of that work in-house too, because we're already making it simple for ourselves. It can just unify across until we start finding differences. He suggested, and Sam has suggested, less is more. This having 350 permitted
Permitted
and
uses,
conditional
yeah.
use uses is too hard. Get it down, he said, you should get it down to like 100.
So like the issue we're having is we're having too specific of uses. So like we're having things
Too specific.
like we don't need to have specific like we don't need to have like something specific for like agriculture business involving water, agriculture business not involving water. It can just be like agricultural business,
Or
stuff like
you've
that.
got one here, art, it was like, we found a really bizarre one. It was like you can have a
Art gallery involving
But-
painting, but not art
Art
gallery
gallery.
normally. Yes,
Yeah,
it's like stuff like that.
we're gonna
Asinine.
thin it out. We're gonna thin it out.
Yes, it's just like that's what we're talking
It's
about.
not a discussion yet.
Yes.
What did you say,
We're
Bill?
not there yet.
There's
That's,
still discussion
yeah, we're
later
not
on.
there.
Mm-hmm.
No,
We
and
haven't
we're
done-
not
we
gonna,
haven't
and we're
done-
not belittling that in any
No,
way,
no.
shape, or form, because this is a valuable document, of course. But this document also points out what is in
Have-
each of our manuals and what is currently permitted or is a conditional use permit.
Have
There's
either of you-
364 of them on here,
have either
just
of
for
you run
RTC.
across another municipality, village, town that has a sample of something that you're aiming for?
Sam's, Mount Pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I wanna go and look at that before we had that. have that
And if
discussion.
you can't find it on their site under community development or economic development, we can ask them for it, okay, Rob?
Yep.
That always is helpful to see a sample of something that you're aiming for.
Yes.
And just the thought of going from 364 down, and what I did on this list, I don't wanna get us too far into this, cause this would be its next agenda item. We'll get there, is that I just simply color coded these, just to find the ones that had commonality.
Mm-hmm.
And then put them in groups that I'm not even suggesting names of, but just where they belong together, like be
That's
it
kind of what I
sales-
did
The key
too.
element
Yeah.
in
Could
this
I get
whole
You
thing
did
is-
all of them.
That was in the
We didn't- I don't
Dropbox.
think we
I could
have
never
that.
access that. Would I be able to get a copy of that, please?
We haven't gotten that yet, have we?
Yeah, oh, no, you haven't been you haven't, I have to make one fix to this, cause my
We
one
haven't
page
gotten
isn't
that.
printing properly.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can send it to you guys.
Yeah. I have a
But
very
we have
much
to make
intense
sure
one in the
that
Yours is
we
Dropbox.
legally
comprehensive.
protect
Yours
them
is
now.
comprehensive, and I think that's
I,
gonna
I,
maybe
I,
confuse
that's my
them
big
more.
concern,
Mm-hmm.
when we start consolidating things.
What did you say, Bill?
That's where I think you're coming from.
What is it? No, what do you,
Whatever we do, as long as we're legally protecting the town,
absolutely.
Yes.
that's all that's my overriding concern in this whole.
Process.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So Nick
Absolutely.
will play an important role.
Yes. Mine will be using more so when we get to actual rewrites.
Right.
So
Yes.
that's what we'll be using mine for. So you'll be seeing that one more so in Plan Commission, not as much so in this.
This
Okay.
committee, so don't confuse your,
Yes.
Lexi's put hers out there in our Dropbox, but it is comprehensive town-wide use and permitted. This is concise for this is
This
just
is
the
just one town
RTC.
center.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so there's one page my header isn't working right when I scroll, so, and I lose a couple of lines, so I'll fix it and make sure that everybody gets a copy then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but anyway, so yeah, that's where we are with these, so how do we feel about districts, and scratch the word zones if we're following that confusing, that came out in a couple of different conversations as far as like manufacturing or housing, or I just see it being more of a blend, and I see us getting away from manufacturing, like Lexi had in our meeting minutes, that if people wanna have manufacturing, then is that really the place we want for it anymore? Granted, we've allowed storage buildings for nonprofits, but do we wanna go any farther with that sort of thing? We do have one business there, we'll respect that business, that's a manufacturing business, and that's why that kinda area would probably stay that way, which then it's like a use in that area. Maybe you can explain it better.
Well, you don't have to eliminate manufacturing, but, you know.
You're not spelling it out either.
Right, in the long haul, I don't think our plan will involve going after a manufacturer in the long haul.
And they don't bring
And
us the
it's-
greatest property value either. The value, the tax, the
Well, look at
property
number of
tax they
jobs
bring
at
in.
Perma. There aren't that many.
No.
Well, you just gotta
So-
think.
And that's a large, and we're not gonna negate them, and they've been an important
I'm
piece of
just
the
being
RTC.
practical. So.
Right.
I mean, that's why you're looking to go to one zone.
I guess what I'm thinking too is when we're done with this, I mean, I guess the hope, the dream would be that we were able to put up some nice RFPs. We're not going to
Yes.
have any sort of manufacturers coming
Right.
after we put those RFPs out. So
Correct. And quite frankly, there's 40 acres around town that, based on where it's zone B1 or commercial, they could easily buy and manufacture there. But we have permitted and conditional use permits there, so it's not like we would rule it out. Maybe a small leather maker would come in and need a little, like Permar does their equipment, you know, but that would be a good area for that. But that all comes in with land sales and how much land they want and where they want to build and how it impacts the rest of it, and your practicality is important.
If you have a plan, you can kill them. It's not gonna go there.
Exactly.
That's where you're heading with this.
mhm.
The plan will back up the decision making.
Yes.
Or
The
vice
plans
versa.
truly will this
The decision
time
making will be
be a
based on the
tool
plan.
for decision making,
Yeah,
because
right.
it'll be easy to understand.
That's-
We've simplified it.
That's where you're heading with this whole thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Does that answer the question?
I'll see.
Well, what do you, help us then
No,
understand.
it's not,
No,
not a discussion for this, where we are at right now.
Okay, so back to our agenda then, what are we thinking then? One sub-district and having it as the Rome Town Center District? Lexi and I are on board with that one. And we didn't even have to converse to decide
Well,
that,
I
it was the
need-
last two
I
meetings.
guess I need
that-
to know where we're heading with that before I can chime in on that. Is that where you're coming from?
Heading forward with what?
With
The
the
use,
permitted uses.
the permitted uses.
That's gonna make it harder. Cause the master planner is gonna do some of that. Remember we went through this list?
Now I'm lost. Now I'm getting confused.
Yeah, we would need to know.
Don't think about uses
Yeah,
permitted
we
and
would need to.
conditional.
You're thinking about it backwards. We would
Yeah.
need to have we need to know
If
the
you're going to
district
go to
first.
one or two districts
Yeah, then
prior to the
we'd do
master plan.
uses. So we would need to know districts, then uses.
You have to
I
have
think.
districts before you can have a use.
Yeah.
Well, I
And we're
think-
not to uses
I
yet.
don't think it's that big an area that you need more than one.
Yeah.
It's very simple and we're
That's
complicating
where I'm
it.
coming from, but
We really are.
Yes.
We're not avoiding anything and we're not creating a problem
No.
for ourselves. We're simplifying this and it's for
I think the
ease
land space
of
itself
enforcement.
asks for one. rather than
Exactly.
multiple.
We don't have that much
Right.
land left that we have any say over. So if we have one district to monitor and then eventually get to the permitted and conditional uses, that's after. So we need a district first.
How's your comfort level with that?
I don't know, I find that if someone responds to an RFP and they do want to put like a light industrial business in there,
Mm-hmm.
you would be able to deny them that ability to do that?
I can't deny them.
I'm just saying, you, the town, whatever, generally.
That would go through Plan Commission, and then that would have to, or that'd go through CDA and Plan Commission. So I'd be up to actually both CDA and you guys to make that decision. I don't have any
That would be
role.
at the time of the land sale.
Okay, and if it's denied, that person to come in with that type of a facility, even though it doesn't specifically say anywhere that they can't do it, would we be opening the town up to litigation because we're keeping someone out because of
Town owns
the?
the lands, and they can deny the sale of the land to anybody they want.
It's no different than Meteor Timber leasing their land to whoever they want. We have no say in
So,
it, but
what would be the reasoning for CDA and Plan to deny that type of development in the?
If it's just something that we hadn't already thought of that just really wouldn't fit with the
It
vision.
may be
it's gotta
that,
fit with the
here's,
vision.
now we gotta take another step down the road to answer her question. The master plan, let's say the master plan, when it's finished, has shops with living quarters above, multiple family housing, and, I don't know, what else?
Retail, service stores,
Yeah, well,
sidewalks,
maybe an office building.
yeah,
Let's use an
office building.
Okay? And that's it. That's the master plan now.
That's our
And
vision.
now someone comes through and wants to do a manufacturing plant. You can say no, but we have this land over here. That's how you handle those things after the master plan is there. You're not denying the person, first of all, the town has the right to sell land to whoever they want for the purpose that they have. If we have the master plan that says this is our purposes, and somebody comes in without that purpose, you can deny the sale of the land to them. Without any problem, no legal issues whatsoever.
Okay.
That's where this master plan is gonna get the Rome Town Center. So to have one zone probably doesn't really make any difference, because the master plan will guide that development. If I'm out of line.
No, you're absolutely right, and it's not
Stating
like we're
something
taking
wrong.
any restrictions off by having one district. We're just solidifying,
There's also plenty of other reasons to deny land sales, because there could be that where they're placing it's inappropriate, there could be the experience level of the person's inappropriate, the design of it doesn't fit the aesthetics of what we're looking for, because I mean, if you're putting a manufacturing plant next to a bunch of residential buildings, that's not appropriate. It could just be the person building it doesn't have experience building manufacturing plants. It could be a whole bunch of reasons that it's just not deemed appropriate. So, I mean,
see, I still believe in I still have faith in the process.
Yep.
I think, I really do have faith in the process, and I have faith in the direction we're going, and I don't believe that we're losing any sort of regulatory opportunity here or creating any legal issues.
I think that the town center itself, like we were saying, it's not big enough to have the different districts
Zones.
or zones. I think that would be more appropriate, like if you were building a city from scratch and
Right.
you would want this over here, but
Yes.
yeah, I just, as small of an area as it is, I don't think the zones is necessary.
yes, especially with the infrastructure we have, like we don't have roads, we don't have Vienna in, so, and then with what happened with selling Amy's parcel, that entire back section's landlocked in. You can only really build, there's some open, what is it? There's some open on the side and going off 13, but that's pretty much it right now. So until we get Timberland going through, there's very limited options, so it's very strategic planning.
I think the reason there were 5 to begin with was because it was set up as an industrial park.
Yes,
You gotta
and
go back
that's,
to the history of, and it's no longer moving in that direction. It's not an industrial park. It's something that is gonna be developed for all the members of the town to use. And you're trying to attract.
and visitors.
You're trying to attract shops and a retail area and a living area that will expand the town.
If you go back to this
not
original
looking at
document
industrial.
I gave you initially, that's a very good point, Bill, and if you go back to this document I gave you initially when we started out, this one here, this is what our design standard, our guidelines and development standards are right now. We have mixed use, multi-use, destination, and we really went over this earlier on as we were getting our footing. Mixed use is retail, offices, residential, parks, lodging. Multi-use is retail, residential, offices, residential, cultural, green space. It's a destination in and of itself. It's no longer a business park. People may have built in there when it was just a business park, but it's not a business park anymore. There's apartments in there, there's stores in there, there's eateries in there, and there's playtime in there. So it's a destination because we've created a vibrant, and we've got necessities, and it's an attraction to those that are visiting us. The other things we were looking at was purpose, location, development standards, and architectural. So those things are all leading us down to the path of one zone, and then what do we want there? And that master planner is gonna help us figure that out, based on the other work we've been doing. So, I think I'm still on.
I understand, and I don't think it's incorrect to start off with trying to develop one zone with the
Worse-
master planner, because he does need that direction. You know, I understand where you're coming from. If we wanted to go 2, we'd have to tell him to, because that'll change the way he develops the master plan.
And we're
And primary, oh, I can't even speak
Primarily?
this. Yeah, he's gonna be looking at that one section where we want housing, shops, and retails, but we want this to blend out. We talked about it blending into the rest of the park.
Yeah,
Bringing in the brewery, bringing in the golf course, bringing in the little bit of manufacturing that's already there, and we're gonna have a resort that's made out of, beautiful container homes using John Hardy siding, and stone, so. I mean,
I don't think you wanna tie ourselves to the two separate zones, like, you know, down by me being different, just because, okay, God willing, we're gonna explode and all the area is gonna fill up here that we're working on, then hopefully the rest gets developed too. I mean, no reason it can't be the same closer to the other end, the south end, so.
Oh, no, not at all. In fact, I see if we would fill up, starting up here, I see it growing back over there real quickly.
Yeah.
Because
Because
of
there
the
is
anchor
this
that you guys
space.
have over
Well,
there.
yeah.
and we have a big park in the middle of it. We have a gazebo area that's
That
right near
whole-
the town
That
square.
whole rectangle is right.
Yeah, so,
That's right.
People are interested. I know people are interested. I get calls a lot with people asking how much is land selling for? How do we get land? People want that land, and I'm
But,
Yeah, behind Plato and Advantage, that's,
yeah, that's right.
yes.
and we've gotta get that road in there, and that's the one thing too I wanna bring up at the end, what we've
Well, you
gotta
don't
do
need a
about
road
that.
for that one.
Well,
We
I'm
got
gonna,
roads.
But
is somebody willing to make a motion, otherwise I'm gonna make it.
Oh,
okay.
What is, are we on number 8?
Yeah, it'd be a motion to recommend to Plan
Plan
Commission us to
Consolidate.
Yeah.
I'll move that we recommend to the Plan Commission consolidation of the RTC sub-districts into one under article, or it would be the Rome Town Center District.
I'll second.
One second. I'm typing.
Okay.
One second.
Just reminding you in
Yes,
case, every now and then I have to remind Diana at Plan Commission
I'm
sometimes.
getting there. Okay. Okay. Any discussion?
Can you read it back to me, please?
Okay, so there would be a motion by Jamadi Capital to consolidate the sub-districts zones in the Rome Town Center.
Zones you added in there?
No, I didn't say zones.
Just
I
sub-district?
said
Sub-districts.
consolidate yeah, don't look at the agenda, cause
Okay.
then you'll mess up. No, but I understand where you got it from, I'm just saying,
Okay,
don't
consolidate
the Rome Town Center sub-districts into one Rome Town Center district.
Okay, into one Rome Town.
So I
Rome
moved
Town Center
that we
district.
recommend to the Plan Commission the consolidation of the Rome Town Center sub-districts into one unified Rome Town Center district.
Okay.
Could we add, consolidate the 5 Rome Town Center sub-districts into?
Well, I said all Rome Town Center sub-districts.
Well, okay.
I can
You
do
want-
all
you want me to
five. I can do all five of the.
To consolidate the 5 Rome Town Center sub-districts.
To consolidate the 5 Rome Town Center sub-districts into one unified Rome Town Center district. Like it is right here already on the ordinance, chapter 360-80.
Okay, so motion by Lori Bill to recommend to the Plan Commission consolidation of the 5 Rome Town Center sub-districts into one Rome Town Center district.
One unified.
One unified Rome Town Center.
Center district.
This doesn't do that, if that's what you're looking for.
Okay, does that sound good then? Everyone happy with that one?
What do you look,
Second.
more discussion, yeah, that's the right motion.
Okay,
But what are you
perfect.
looking at, Diana, that?
Well, I was just reading what you said, just like that.
Well, no, I just said right here, it says Rome Town Center District. So
Yep.
we're unifying all 5 of the sub-districts as Rome Town Center District.
So what we are saying is 360-81 sub-districts will be gone.
Mhm.
So
Because
then
we've just
360
unified all the non-use
Well, I just
control.
want to see exactly what impact this is going to have on the current.
Let me go get
So-
Nick too, he's in that other meeting, but he said
That's
he'd
all
come
right.
back. No, but he said he would help us if we seem to be struggling at all. I'll get him.
I don't
He's
need
in here
Nick.
anyway.
I just need to verify in my head
What's happening?
what we are doing
Mhm.
to this current,
See, this
zoning.
is still yet to be discussed. And I know that's where you're concerned.
this is where I'm struggling.
I understand.
I'm
I
also,
don't know,
I
what are we,
understand
what did I miss?
I guess
Help
one
me.
thing I'm confused about is what happens to the gateway overlay. That's one thing I would be kind of confused about, because that changes that.
Well,
I-
we'd have to codify the gateway to make it the Rome Town Center District, rather than, RTC, what, it's commercial A, right now?
Yeah, because
No.
right now, yeah, because the gateway overlay directly references,
Commercially in there, because the
We're no
overlay
longer-
goes beyond.
Right.
goes
But we're not-
beyond the
The
bounds
Rome
of
Town
the
Center.
RTC.
yeah, but it says
Right.
that all the standards,
Of, the gateway is consistent with commercial A. We are no longer going to have
I
commercial
see what you're
A.
saying.
We need your help. We're
Yes.
at a point where we need a
Okay.
little bit of,
Yeah, that's, and that's.
So
So
I don't-
that has to be
those are
codified
some
then
of the
as
things
well,
that would have to be changed.
cleaned up.
yes,
Right.
so would that also, I guess,
That's a zoning change. that will
Yes.
let's bring Nick,
happen
hold
once
your
the
thought,
changes are made.
hold your thoughts, let's bring Nick up to speed. We have a motion and a second on the floor, but now we're trying to, during discussion, figure out what the outliers that might
We're
be.
on Item
8.
number 8.
yes.
And the motion and second is to develop a consolidated RTC district,
Yes,
in
so-
essence.
Yes, so the motion
It's-
was by
one.
Lori, seconded by Bill, to recommend to the Plan Commission a consolidation of the 5 Rometown Center sub-districts into one unified Rometown Center district.
Okay.
That's the.
Yeah,
that's
now
where
we're in
at.
discussion.
And Diane had some questions, I'm not sure about how that impacts like the gateway or commercial A and that, if we do that right away, or moving forward, cause we're
Yeah,
talking
how-
about next steps.
Yeah.
We've gotten through the non-use, the form-based non-use, those are unified, we know that the Plan Commission's gonna have a hearing, we'll approve it, and then, so now we're at this place where if we have a unified district, we can present to a master planner and move forward with other stuff.
Well, I think that would be your next step, is that pending, so of course, this is pending the town board approving to bring on the master planner. I think what this does is give some guidelines to the master planner on what we're looking for. I don't think the next step of this would be, immediately updating, just wiping out all the sub-districts. I think this is the guidelines that we're providing to the master planner. So absolutely, you get this into, a motion and approve it, but it doesn't leave this subcommittee right now until we bring on the master planner and talk that through with them.
Okay.
And perhaps the master planner has some
Okay.
thoughts on what that is. If we had changed the ordinance right away, then, it would definitely have some implications.
Implications.
Because we still have some cross-references, like in Gateway, to commercial A, right? So we'd have to kind of dovetail that piece with it if we were going to change the ordinance right away. I don't think we would change the ordinance. This would be then going to the master planner if
So
we get approval.
it would be a recommendation to master planner, not to the plan commission?
It would be one
It would- no,
ingredient
it
that
don't-
we would provide to the master planner.
Yeah, and
Yes,
eventually-
it's an
then, of
ingredient,
course,
yes.
eventually going to
Not
the
to
plan
the
commission.
master planner, we don't have one yet, but
Right,
it's just, we wanna unify the
Well, but then
districts.
we're not gonna take it to the plan commission.
not yet.
Eventually, though.
But we don't need to
We're
make
not
that
gonna make
recommendation
motion
right now.
Is what Nick is saying.
Right, we're
that's
premature,
Premature to do that.
yeah, we're too premature in
Well,
doing
We
that
can
right
make it
now.
right
No,
now, we can make
he's-
the motion, but we
just
just don't need to
wouldn't put it
bring
on
it
your
to
agenda yet.
January.
You wouldn't put
It
it
can
on
be
your
brought in
agenda
like,
yet.
it can be brought to the Plan Commission in like February, March, April. It doesn't have to be brought
Right.
like right
But we're
now.
not doing that then. We're making a recommendation to the master planner.
No,
That's-
If we have that's the issue, is that you don't have, right now, we don't have a master planner.
Right.
If we get one, I think the recommendation would go to the master planner. If we don't get a master planner, then it probably would go to the
Plan commission.
right, so we're gonna be doing this internally, because we know this is a direction we wanna keep going. If they're foolish enough to turn down the gift of a free master planner to help us with this, then so be it, but we still need to keep moving forward and get something done, so people can develop businesses and housing in there. So,
But
it's
you're
gonna
not sending it to
eventually.
the next plan commission meeting.
Not the
That's
next
fine.
one, I'm just saying overall generalize that this is our next step to get to where we need, or wanna go, or we need to be. So it's not gonna be on your next agenda, it's not gonna be on the February agenda, it's,
Well, I would like to wait until we have input from the master planner before we make a recommendation
I'm
to the
not
plan commission.
withdrawing, then we're slowing everything down, Diana. Then what's the master planner gonna do?
He's gonna take our recommendation that we want one district,
Yeah, we need a motion to say we want one district.
but
Maybe
not,
Nick
not
could-
to recommend to the plan
So-
commission.
Can
But
you
it's
repeat
not
the
going in
rec-
January.
Can you repeat the motion, because maybe instead, you just remove the plan commission part out of your motion, because that can still be the recommendation, it doesn't hold anything up, and it goes, if we
If
get
that's the
authorization-
hang up, yes, I'm happy,
Yeah,
because
it
it's
goes
just a
to the
hang
master-
up, and it's not going next month, next week,
Right,
or
but
the
it
next
sounds like
3
it
months.
is because of the way
Right.
the motion's made.
I guess we could maybe even put the wording to a master planner or plan commission.
I think just.
Either way.
Just
master
lop it
plan.
off.
It's just the recommendation.
Yeah, so the motion right now, though, is motion by Jamadi Capital to recommend to the Plan Commission consolidation of the 5 Rometown Center sub-districts into one unified Rometown Center district.
Perfect.
Well, so pending their agreement to do so, there would be an amendment, if it's a friendly amendment,
Mhm.
they'd have to agree to do it, you take off to the plan commission, and the rest of that would be as read.
It'll go to the appropriate person when the time comes.
It's the recommendation from this subcommittee to unify that district. into one
Yes.
district.
That's all,
That I agree to.
yeah, so,
Yeah.
okay. That's-
You were
that's-
getting hung up on that word, and I didn't mean
No.
next
Procedure-
month, it wasn't gonna be,
procedurally, right.
But
I was
I-
thinking
You
down the
agree to-
road.
I agree, I agree to the amendment.
So just
Okay.
getting rid of
You
Plan
agree to-
Commission.
Yeah.
you agree?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Sometimes
we're
people
fine.
think, hang on one or two
Okay.
words,
So
and I
let's
didn't,
read it
it,
again.
So
It
it'd
didn't
just
mean
be.
next
Well, I'm
get
not
rid of
hung
Plan
up on a
Commission.
word, I'm hung up on a procedure.
I understand.
So it'd
I'm
be-
with
I
you.
understand.
So it'd be
God.
a motion by Jamadi Capital to recommend recommend consolidation of the 5 Rometown Center sub-districts into one unified Rometown Center district.
Yes,
Yes.
agreed.
All right. So then, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. None opposed. Motion will carry. Perfect. That works for me.
It just keeps us moving forward, that's all.
All right. Well, that was that one then. So now we can.
So hang on to these so Lex doesn't have to make you another copy if you'd be
Of
so
what?
kind.
Okay,
Oh.
that's fine.
These, right here, these two
The ones that we
documents
have
Oh, yeah,
right here.
attached.
yeah, I've
That's
got
fine.
those.
I'll bring it. Yeah.
Perfect. Well,
This is the new one. Yeah, you can look at that.
I just wanted,
Did you get it, Tom?
I got it in the,
Otherwise, here,
I said otherwise you should have a copy.
No, this is, do you have one?
Yeah, I think that's yours.
I was say you should have a copy.
all your
Otherwise,
stuff.
there is a copy here that was Tiffany's that you can have too. I forgot she wasn't gonna be here.
Yes, and this is the revised one, so it will, and it's good.
All right. All right.
There's a lot going on.
So then now we can go to point 9, which is continue work on programming list of design and building concepts for master planning and eventual community engagement.
I would move that we postpone this to our next agenda.
I'll second.
Okay.
And I would hope people would go out and,
Look
take
at
a look at the
The
interest and,
storyboards and things that we have.
yeah, and just get a feel and a sense for what we wanna recommend to the master planner, should we be so fortunate to have the services of one.
Perfect.
These are all the pictures and things we were consolidating, correct?
Mhm.
have more been added since?
I've added some.
I
don't
know they keep popping up.
And then if people would be willing to also look at their needs, well, we can talk about that under
Mhm.
next, but people still need to add things to the wants and needs list that we started, that eventually that would get input from the community as well.
Mm-hmm. And I'll say if you are having issues accessing the Pinterest and it's kicking you out, you can always just make your own Pinterest board and then you can just send me a link to that and I can always add
She
them.
can merge it, yeah.
Yeah, that would probably be the easiest way to go about it if you're having issues.
If you're getting a hiccup in your,
Yeah.
if you're getting a hiccup in your own personal, that it's trying to connect the two or wants you to, because
Mhm.
one day I clicked a button, I think now mine are joined somehow, but
Well,
I should stop clicking
I was gonna
buttons.
say if
You're
you're just
propagating.
if you're just having issues doing it,
Hmm.
just do it on your personal one. Make your own like personal like
was
RTC
that
folder,
comment?
and I'll just.
Go ahead. Hey, really, just throw it out on next door. That would be even better.
Oh
I'm-
boy, oh boy.
I don't care.
All
I
right.
don't care anymore.
So next agenda item will be Sam's 15 recommendations, launch points, next steps. Exciting. And then use controls, reviews, and alignment.
So I'll get you a new one of these. It's actually,
And then item 9.
And then item
Item
9.
nine.
Yep, I'll add that in there. And then hopefully I'll add on there tentatively is master planner with a question mark.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be welcoming our master planner at our next meeting. I did have something to schedule our meeting, but I kind of want to wait to see how the Thursday goes before I schedule that meeting, and then I'll just send out an email polling, because I would like to see if we do get our master planner to have a meeting scheduled with them. So unless you guys want to try to set a date.
Working meeting.
Do you want to have a working
I
meeting
think
anyways?
With the things that we have here, we should have a working
Okay,
meeting.
I do have the calendar, so we can set a date if you guys would like to. If you want to do that, we can do that.
Fridays are still good for me.
Okay, well, Fridays are
Friday or a
They're the best day
Wednesday.
for me.
Fridays are typically
No,
pretty
Wednesdays
empty.
just are not a good day, that's why I mentioned Fridays.
Okay, we can do Friday. Literally any Friday.
Doesn't work for me always. I gotta see what's coming up
Okay.
in January. I've got
Well,
some appointments.
They're pretty
coming up.
empty, so
The 27th of December, I know that's still in 2024.
let's say I am not here that day, so
Okay. January 3rd.
How about the 30th? Does a Monday work during the day?
No,
Are you here on the 3rd?
the 3rd?
30th? Oh, the 3rd of January?
Mm-hmm.
no, 30th of December she was talking about.
3rd.
No, she checked.
If we have to do it Fridays
Yeah.
and there's no exception that I might have an appointment,
So
then
I should
let's
be
look
here
at
on the 3rd.
January
I think
3rd.
that's a CDA day, though, isn't it?
No, it's
It's
Or is
Friday.
it Friday? I should be here. I imagine.
Or what about the 2nd?
The 2nd.
Oh, no, we're
Isn't
closed
that's
on the
board meeting, isn't it?
That's,
Yeah.
that is the next.
CDA board meeting,
Yeah, I
yeah,
was
so
gonna say.
the 3rd, I guess.
I imagine I'll be here on the 3rd.
All right. What time on the 3rd?
Anytime you can
10.
imagine.
10 worked.
10 works,
Okay. Does that work for everyone then?
yeah.
Okay. I'll write that on here.
Me and get a message out to Baker that that's our next regular meeting for some of our working
Mhm.
stuff if he's in town or wants to zoom in.
Oh, that's.
Because by then too, we'll know if we have a master planner and,
Is he gonna still be out east? I don't know.
We wouldn't necessarily have a master planner at that meeting.
no, this would
Okay.
be our working meeting
We'll
for
know-
everything we just.
We'll know that there's gonna
Mhm.
be
I
one
mean,
or not
and
be one.
potentially we could have one
Right.
there, right?
Yeah, that would be great if you did, then we
Yeah.
would just bump everything down further. You know,
Mhm.
it's just we've got a growing list, so we might as well
And
keep working.
keep the momentum going.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Heather.
I'm not trying to stop the momentum, just
I
so you
didn't
know,
say
I
that.
need clarification
I
of
didn't-
what
who
we
said
were
that?
doing. I don't know, I just kind of took that as a indication
Quit
that.
overthinking.
Okay.
2025. Oh boy, oh boy.
We all do it. We all do it.
Yep.
We all do it.
Yeah, in fact, my magnet's on my fridge. Wait a minute, I wanna overthink this.
Okay, so we'll
That's
have
my legal
our next meeting set for January 3rd,
background.
2025 at 10 a.m. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
All right, then I will adjourn our meeting at 11:18 a.m.
Sounds great. And then,
Sounds like a
Okay,
plan.
I'll have to
are you
tell
guys all
Michael.
planning on showing, except you, cause you have to cover for me at dark? Yeah, but you get to go to the pizza party, I don't, for the Christmas party, so.
Is that after dark? Oh, that's the last day.
Wildfire Community and even a small task can make a big difference. Be a part of Prep Day on May 6th and help make your home and community safer from wildfire. Did you know that preparing the first 5 feet around your home can make the biggest difference in protecting it from wildfire? That's because embers and small flames that come in contact with things that can burn, like dry leaves and grasses, are most often responsible for a home's destruction in a wildfire. Simple steps like removing debris, cleaning gutters, and pruning overhanging branches can mean the difference between your home surviving a wildfire and being overcome by it. To learn more ways you can protect your home from wildfire, visit nfpa.org/wildfire. Wildfire Community Preparedness Day, or PREP Day, is Saturday, May 6th. Prep Day is a great time to work on projects that help protect and prepare your home against wildfire. Whether it's cleaning debris around your home, under the deck or porch, or cleaning out the gutters, no effort is too small, and even a small task can make a big difference. Be a part of Prep Day on May 6th and help make your home and community safer from wildfire. Did you know that preparing the first 5 feet around your home can make the biggest difference in protecting it from wildfire? That's because embers and small flames that come in contact with things that can burn, like dry leaves and grasses, are most often responsible for a home's destruction in a wildfire. Simple steps like removing debris, cleaning gutters, and pruning overhanging branches can mean the difference between your home surviving a wildfire and being overcome by it. To learn more ways you can protect your home from wildfire, visit nfpa.org/wildfire. Wildfire Community Preparedness Day, or Prep Day, is Saturday, May 6th. Prep Day is a great time to work on projects that help protect and prepare your home against wildfire. Whether it's cleaning debris around your home, under the deck or porch, or cleaning out the gutters, no effort is too small, and even a small task can make a big difference. Be a part of Prep Day on May 6th and help make your home and community safer from wildfire. Did you know that preparing the first 5 feet around your home can make the biggest difference in protecting it from wildfire? That's because embers and small flames that come in contact with things that can burn, like dry leaves and grasses, are most often responsible for a home's destruction in a wildfire. Simple steps like removing debris, cleaning gutters, and pruning overhanging branches can mean the difference between your home surviving a wildfire and being overcome by it. To learn more ways you can protect your home from wildfire, visit nfpa.org/wildfire. Wildfire Community Preparedness Day, or Prep Day, is Saturday, May 6th. Prep Day is a great time to work on projects that help protect and prepare your home against wildfire. Whether it's cleaning debris around your home, under the deck or porch, or cleaning out the gutters, no effort is too small, and even a small task can make a big difference. Be a part of Prep Day on May 6th and help make your home and community safer from wildfire. Did you know that preparing the first 5 feet around your home can make the biggest difference in protecting it from wildfire? That's because embers and small flames that come in contact with things that can burn, like dry leaves and grasses, are most often responsible for a home's destruction in a wildfire. Simple steps like removing debris, cleaning gutters, and pruning overhanging branches can mean the difference between your home surviving a wildfire and being overcome by it. To learn more ways you can protect your home from wildfire, visit nfpa.org/wildfire. Wildfire Community Preparedness Day, or Prep Day, is Saturday, May 6th. Prep Day is a great time to work on projects that help protect and prepare your home against wildfire. Whether it's cleaning debris around your home, under the deck or porch, or cleaning out the gutters, no effort is too small, and even a small task can make a big difference. Be a part of Prep Day on May 6th and help make your home and community safer from wildfire. Did you know that preparing the first 5 feet around your home can make the biggest difference in protecting it from wildfire? That's because embers and small flames that come in contact with things that can burn, like dry leaves and grasses, are most often responsible for a home's destruction in a wildfire. Simple steps like removing debris, cleaning gutters, and pruning overhanging branches can mean the difference between your home surviving a wildfire and being overcome by it. To learn more ways you can protect your home from wildfire, visit nfpa.org/wildfire. Wildfire Community Preparedness Day, or Prep Day, is Saturday, May 6th. Prep Day is a great time to work on projects that help protect and prepare your home against wildfire. Whether it's cleaning debris around your home, under the deck or porch, or cleaning out the gutters, no effort is too small, and even a small task can make a big difference. Be a part of Prep Day on May 6th and help make your home and community safer from wildfire. Did you know that preparing the first 5 feet around your home can make the biggest difference in protecting it from wildfire? That's because embers and small flames that come in contact with things that can burn, like dry leaves and grasses, are most often responsible for a home's destruction in a wildfire. Simple steps like removing debris, cleaning gutters, and pruning overhanging branches can mean the difference between your home surviving a wildfire and being overcome by it. To learn more ways you can protect your home from wildfire, visit nfpa.org/wildfire. Wildfire Community Preparedness Day, or PREP Day, is Saturday, May 6th. PREP Day is a great time to work on projects that help protect and prepare your home against wildfire. Whether it's cleaning debris around your home, under the deck or porch, or cleaning out the gutters, no effort is too small, and even a small task can make a big difference. Be a part of PREP Day on May 6th and help make your home and community safer from wildfire. Did you know that preparing the first 5 feet around your home can make the biggest difference